That was fancy, wasn't it?
Right? This is all new to me too.
I haven't actually used this in a while, and they've done some updates to StreamYard, so
Okay.
they've got new features and things like that. But I'll just see. I can't see at the moment how many people are on watching. Actually, no one. So
Yeah.
we can talk a little bit before anyone comes on. So
Awesome.
it's 6 p.m. over there.
Yeah, it's 5:57, so I guess 3 more minutes. Um, but yeah, it's been a day.
Oh,
I'm watching my sister's dog because she went to
yeah.
San Diego for Christmas, and he just barks all the time. My dog doesn't bark. So
What
I just how
has he got separation anxiety?
no, he doesn't. I guess he just barks for attention. Maybe I don't think he has separation anxiety. He doesn't seem like, because he doesn't bark inside the house. He just barks at like other dogs and like other people when he's like hanging out outside. And I was like,
Uh,
but it's fine.
Dogs are funny. I've got two. They don't bark either. They only bark when there's someone walking
Someone,
past
yeah.
outside. Yeah. So we've got a few people on now, Michelle. So
Oh,
I'm
wow,
going
cool.
to say hello to everybody, and I am just going to ask people if they can hear both of us okay and see both of us okay, and then we can get into our conversation.
Okay.
Hi,
Do
hi,
I?
Ruth.
Oh, I can see the. Oh, I see the comments now.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Hey guys.
guys, thank you all for joining. If you're patient with me, I will eventually scroll back if you have any questions. So, I'll be talking to Michelle, and then I'll go back if there's any questions you want to ask. Okay, so Michelle, someone's mentioning that the audio is delaying or anything.
Oh, yeah, I see
Uh,
that now. I don't know.
do
Is
you
it on
need?
my
Have you got?
end?
Have you got any headphones that you could
I
use?
do have something I could use. Maybe I should try that. So hang
Let's
on,
try
let
that.
me see if that works.
Oh, I think that's fixed. I can't hear you now, though. I've got no audio from you. Okay. Can everybody else hear Michelle?
I was muted.
Oh, fixed.
Okay, that's
Okay.
why.
All right, let's see if this goes well. Okay, so everybody, thanks for joining us, and if you stayed up late wherever you are, or it's early, I really appreciate it. But it's the holiday season, so I don't think everyone's got much to do at the moment, right?
Right.
So Michelle, aka the Udo Pantograph, if I've
Yeah.
said that right. So we met on Instagram, and I have read your blog. You've got a blog for perfume reviews, and we've been probably following each other maybe close to a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
actually. Yes.
yeah. And I invited Michelle on the live stream because I think I'm trying to encourage you to start your YouTube channel, and you've been talking about it a little bit. And I'm going to ask Michelle some questions, so you guys who are subscribed to me get to know her a little bit better, and then we're going to have a chat about just a couple of topics that we were discussing before the live stream. So, Michelle, you live in the US. You live in
Yes.
Texas, if my memory serves me correctly. But you were born in Nigeria, right?
Yes. Yeah. Born and
Um,
raised.
Yeah. And did you like when was the earliest experience you had with perfume?
So my mom was really into perfumes, and it's funny because she's really not into perfumes anymore. She's like, I was talking to her just recently. I was like, "Do you remember when you used to wear this?" And she's like, "No, I hate it now." But she, I think my first experience, she had several, but the one I really remember is the very irresistible Givenchy.
Hmm.
Um, and the Boucheron, she wore a lot of that. And she would always, and I would wear it all the time too when she left for work. And when she came back from work, she always knew I wore her perfume because she could smell it on me. So that was like that. I think that's my fondest memory was that. And then, even back home, we used a lot of like scented soaps. So there's that, association with like soapy smells and, from back there. But yeah, those were like the famous ones. Really, it's just her like calling me out on using her perfumes. But yeah.
How long have you been, sort of buying perfume bottles or collecting? I don't want to necessarily say collecting because I'm not I don't consider myself a collector. I just buy all the bottles that I would wear. But how long have you been into it at this level?
So at this level, I would say because I've always really been into perfumes, but really started, I guess, collecting. That's the problem with labels too. I don't usually use a lot of labels, but I started really buying more perfumes around the lockdown. So like March, when
Ah,
yeah. So I started collecting a lot more around then, and between then and now, I've discovered a lot of you know great perfumes. In the past, I didn't really know much about different things that were being offered other than what was at like the department stores. But it was like it was in March when I started watching a lot of like YouTube videos, and I got to meet a lot of people like yourself, and started diving really deep into it.
what was it? Have you bought any bottles recently?
Yeah, yes, I have. Yeah, I had to gift myself something.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's the holiday, so I bought a few things for myself. What about you?
Well, this Christmas I didn't buy myself. I got stuff that I bought, a while back, and it was waiting to come from the States actually. So I got to work out how to use this camera.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that.
that's from a US indie house called Filigree and Shadow. And I also have, and I think I posted this on Instagram as well. This is Kir Eternel from a French house called Jardin de France, which has been around a long time, but I only just found out about them. And I have some samples on the way, which I was hoping would arrive today so I could talk about them. But I did buy a discovery set from Olympic Orchids. Have you heard
From
of them?
who?
Olympic Orchids.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so they have you heard of? Well, I guess the one that a lot of people might have heard of recently is one called Night Flyer, which is the original zoologist bat.
Oh, I
Yeah,
heard something about that. So
yeah.
what
So
what
that's
happened? What happened when you say original zoologist bat? What do you mean by
well,
that?
the perfumer who owns or runs Olympic Orchids Perfume. She composed this perfume for zoologists. And then recently, zoologists decided to reformulate it for various reasons. So Ellen Covey, who owns Olympic Orchids, basically released it in her own line under a different name called Night Flyer.
Oh, sweet. I need to check that out then. That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah. So
so.
what were some of the bottles that you recently bought?
Okay, we'll talk about that. And I see some questions here about like favorite discovery. I know a lot of people have been talking about favorite discoveries this year, but let's talk about what I've just gotten recently. So, and this is what I'm wearing today. This is from the house called Lezinde Modabs. That's, I think that's how you say it. And this is Musk Disab. And I've been wearing this for the last 5 days. I don't think usually I wear scent perfume for like 2 days in a row, but I've worn this several times, which and it's very nicely done. This is Antoine Lee. And I don't remember. I don't know if I've tried a lot of things um, made by him, but this is beautiful. It's very cozy too, and it leans. It's on the powdery side too, which I don't usually like powdery scents, but this is not very, it's like powdered, just dialed all the way down. And it's really, really nice.
It's very interesting you mentioned that house because I think what we were going to talk about perfumes that we are looking forward to testing or discovering, and that house in particular was one that I was very interested in trying,
Yeah.
and especially that particular perfume. I didn't realize you had it, but I've
I
seen a
just
couple
picked
of
it up not too long
yeah.
ago, maybe like a week, 2 weeks ago,
I've seen a
right
couple of
before.
other posts on Instagram with that particular one, and it got me very interested. Okay, so you're enjoying it, obviously.
Oh, yes. And it was a blind buy. And I usually don't, I try not to do a lot of that. But I mean, it happens, right? I think everyone
Yeah,
here agrees that we all blind buy perfumes. But I think what intrigued me most about that one, besides the notes, was that I didn't really hear a lot of people talking about it. So that usually like piques my interest to try that, whatever. Because I know a lot of people really like the vanilla one.
yeah.
And I saw a lot of reviews on that. But that one, other than someone, I believe his or her name is Gunmetal on Instagram. He was the only one that I saw a post on that perfume buy, and I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just get one. So yeah, it's really
Oh,
nice.
so that was a blind buy. Did you blind buy a bottle?
Yes, I blind
Oh,
bought the bottle. It was like my ultimate Christmas gift to myself. So
okay. Okay. Well, I think Eve agrees with you
yeah, house
on
is so
that.
good. Yeah, it's really nice, and the rose too. I think that's the second one that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the vanilla. I'm not really into gourmand scents too, but it's a very nicely done vanilla. However, I feel like the house has a lot of other things to offer that are just spectacular, and the rose is another really really good one. Yeah, shout out to Gunmetal.
He's got
uh,
well, she has good taste.
yeah, yes. So do you
Um,
want to look at some
oh,
questions, I believe?
I'll just have a look. I'll just scroll back. Um, I think we're still getting echo when I talk, Michelle. Do you have a earbuds
Like
that you could put in?
I don't have any headphones.
Okay.
Can I leave and come back and get some headphones? I think that might
I'm happy
help.
to wait.
Okay, all right. I guess leave studio and then return.
Uh,
Is
I'll
that I
just,
just walk
you don't
away?
have to do anything. I will just bear with me. Oops. Okay. Michelle, if you're watching, I've just, you can go and get the headphones. Hey guys, thanks for your patience with that. It's always a bit of a risk with these live streams. What is everybody's scent of the day? I'm going to revert to my stock question as time filler. And I will go back to answer some of your questions. All right, I think Michelle might be back.
Is it better
Hello?
now?
Oh, heaps better.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
And the
thank you.
headphones
Thanks for
work.
that. All right. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, Michelle, this is gonna be unstructured. So let's just have a look at some. So I'm gonna put this question up. Favorite guirlande for both of us. What's your favorite, Michelle?
I feel like you should know my favorite. Some people might know. It's Mitsuko. It's
Oh
Mitsuko.
yes,
It's always
yeah. You've
been.
mentioned that. You've mentioned
Yes,
that.
yes.
I just wasn't sure if that was your very favorite.
Yes,
Edie,
I
do you have
do
a
like a
preference?
lot of. I do like a lot of guirlands. Actually, I mean that's the one I had. My mom had a lot of guirlands growing up too, so I have like the most connections with those. And I've only tried the eau de parfum. I think that was the next question you're going to ask me. I haven't
Yeah,
tried any of the others though,
yeah. Okay.
so definitely looking forward to sometime in the future.
My favorite guirlande at the moment is probably Habit Rouge, the EDT. But today, my scent of the day is this guirlande. Have you smelled this?
I haven't. I haven't. And I know you really like that one too. And a lot of
Mm.
people do.
Yeah, it's the house in like that I have the most bottles of, and I was late coming to Guerlain as well. Like I didn't really get into them until probably a couple of years ago, and now I have more bottles of Guerlain than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that question. Vlad, I'm just going to move on and come back to other questions because, so the things I was making a list of a couple of things that I was looking forward to trying next year. And one that I got very excited about was because I saw an Instagram post recently from Papillon Artisan Perfumes. Have you smelled any of those?
Yes.
Yeah,
I've tried. I love Salome. Um,
yeah,
I love Anubis. I actually just got a sample of that a few weeks ago, and
yeah,
it's amazing.
yeah,
And I also tried. I think I've tried everything except for the Angelica one,
yeah.
and I think that's the only one I haven't tried. But yes, yes.
So, according to this post, in July next year, they're going to release the new one. But I just had a look at this combination of note pyramid, ambergris, pine, hemlock, frankincense, ylang, sandalwood, and already that kind of sounds like something I really want to smell. And I'm with you. Everything I've smelled in that house that I've sampled in that house is like just smells amazing. Some of it's not to my taste, but it all just really smells good.
It's funny
And
you mentioned that because that was on my list of things I'm looking forward to trying next year.
okay,
Yeah.
so we're in sync. I want to try Les Indemodables. How would you pronounce it? Les Indemodables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Are they
pronouncing.
are they French house? So then they're
Yes, I
based
believe
there?
they're a French house, and I
Okay.
need to look more into the house to just to get a better understanding. Because I mean, I haven't done my research on them yet, but I
Yeah.
believe they're a French house.
The other house that I would like to sample, and it's just a bit hard because I don't think they're sold anywhere here, so I might have to order them internationally. Have you heard of Acro
Yes,
fragrance? Yeah,
yes, yeah.
yeah,
And I haven't tried anything by them either. I know. Just recently, Amina talked about it too. Um, it was funny because she's talked about it right after I read something on the house. So Eve has a pronunciation.
yes.
Les Andes
Les
Modables.
Andes
All right.
Modables. Okay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Eve.
Eve.
I need to take a screenshot of that too, just so I remember.
And have you tried many Frederic Malle fragrances, Michelle?
I maybe 3.
Yeah.
I used to have Portrait of a Lady, and I
Yeah.
gifted that to my sister because she liked it a lot better than I did. The other one I've tried was Iris Pood, and I think that's actually just 2. Actually, oh wait, sorry, a Promise I've tried.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The only reason I mention it because I made a list of certain fragrances that I wanted to try, and there was one that I'm going to. I think I smelled this a long time ago, and I can't really remember much. But because lately I've been into greener kind of fragrances, I really want to try French Lover or Bois d'Orage, I think it's called in other countries. And I was just curious if you've tried it as well. So I've got a sample of that coming in the new year. So other than that, there aren't a lot of other things that I have on my mind to sample, because I do have I've probably got about 30 or 40 little samples that I haven't even tried yet.
One thing I really like about you, Pep, is you do try your samples, and you're very. I kind of just forget about my samples a lot of times, so it just keeps building up. So I need to start using them. I really do.
Yeah, well, before we came on live and you mentioned to me how you're not organized enough to know
Yeah, I don't like preparing. I'm just not my best.
Warm and that kind of thing. Yeah. I do have to plan sample testing, because otherwise I would just go to my bottles and wear what I already love. But I guess you get to a point when you're reviewing, like in a blog or YouTube, you kind of have to start testing. Like I do it so I can test things, and honestly, the hardest part about that is having to test stuff that you don't like straight away. Because I don't think I could. I don't know about you.
I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah,
a lot of times I would look at samples at night, because I know it's nighttime. I'm not going anywhere. If I don't like it, I'll fall asleep and it will be gone by the next day. So that does help out a lot.
Yeah.
So there was that comment about the Serge Lutens.
Rich wants to try. Hang on, I'll get it back.
I haven't tried that one, but
that's one I haven't tried either. Yeah. Tara saying Awake is from Acro, and that's kind of what got me interested in the house, because I'm always looking for a really good coffee fragrance, and this one gets a lot of praise.
Yeah, Tara sent me a decant of Kerasin's Follow. It's a coffee fragrance.
Yeah, and I've smelled that one.
Yeah, did you like it?
That's currently my favorite coffee fragrance.
Yes, I haven't tried a lot of really coffee forward fragrances, but that was really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, definitely that will be part of my sample set if I get any. I'm just trying to see if there's any questions. Actually, how long have you been doing your blog for, Michelle?
Not long. So my blog, I think my first post would have been maybe around August sometime. And there's only it's like 2 or 3. I need to really, really work on that, but I'm just trying to figure out a strategy that works for me. So but it's been around for maybe around 6 months now.
Yeah, it's good. And for anyone who's on Instagram, and I hope you don't get embarrassed by praise, Michelle, but if you're on Instagram and you haven't checked out Michelle's feed, she takes amazing pictures of her perfumes. Well, I say that, and like a lot of people repost them in their stories as well. It's just like you have, you obviously have a very good eye for composition, and
that's really surprising for me too. I mean, especially just sharing. I have a big love for photography too. And taking pictures of perfumes, it's part of like my wind down moment. And it helps. It's part of my therapy too. It's just doing two things I love at the same time, taking pictures of perfumes. So, and I really, really appreciate everyone's support on Instagram, especially because that's where I'm most active right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tara. Thanks, Eve. You guys are great. And Galen.
Look, Galen says you take parody pictures.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just doing a quick scroll to see if there are any questions. There was something I wanted to ask you. Now I forgot to write it down, and it'll come back to me. That's okay. Where you live, is it difficult to try a lot of fragrances, or are there a lot of places that you can go in and test?
So, I mean, Texas isn't really in lockdown. We've been able to go into stores to smell perfumes. So, however, it's not like the same as before where you could just pick it up and spray it. So someone has to do it for you. So we're still able to go in the stores. As far as everything is mostly department stores. So it's the same things you find at your department store that I'm able to find. It's like some higher end designer perfumes and all of that. There's a new Chanel boutique just opened. Yeah, so that's being dangerous.
So let's talk about Chanel. I think I saw someone ask the question what favorite Chanels were, and I'm sorry, but I don't know what your favorite Chanel is.
So, fun fact about Chanel, I didn't really get into Chanel until this year because I've always never really liked what I saw. I heard about Chanel No. 5 several times in the past, and I tried what they had at the store, which was normally the eau de parfum, and I was just like, I feel like I'm missing something here. But recently, when I went to the Chanel boutique, they're very knowledgeable about what they have, and the guy told me that the Chanel No. 5 parfum was the first version that came out in 1921. And right after that, the Eau de Toilette came out, I think maybe a few years after. And funny enough, when I went into the store, I had just purchased an EDT of the Chanel No. 5 from a friend because she was moving and she was selling it. So and I really, really enjoyed it. I was like, is this the same thing I've been smelling this entire time? So when I went into the boutique, he explained it to me. And my favorite Chanel right now would have to be the No. 5, the small little pure parfum version. Yeah. So, but I mean, I just picked up a few more Chanels, like maybe in the last 2 months or so that I've been, wearing and trying to get used to, which I really like. So that might change next year. Who knows? But yeah, right now it's Chanel No. 5.
I was the same as you with Chanel, that for a long time I couldn't understand what the hype was about. And I don't want to say hype, but I mean, I know a lot of people, they have lots of loyal fans. A lot of people love them. And I still, I wouldn't say I like everything that I smell them, but there are a few that I've grown to appreciate as well. And I used to be, especially their Les Exclusives line, for a long time I kind of ignored them, and the more I smell from them, the more I think that they're one of the better sort of higher end designer lines anywhere, and they do have a style. They have a definite style, and you have to be kind of, I guess, in tune with that to really appreciate it.
And a lot of times also, like, stories don't get the, I mean, stories behind perfumes get to me too. So the more I learn about a brand or the story behind a certain perfume, the more I guess I get to understand the perfume.
Yes.
And then also, I think I saw something about Le Lion, the newest one that just came out.
Someone asked if we're gonna, if we or you are gonna try Le Lion.
I actually tried it, and I liked it enough to get a bottle for myself. And it's one of the more recent bottles I've picked up recently, and it's really good. It doesn't. Okay, so if you blindfolded me, because I think by now I kind of understand where the house's mind is with perfumes. I can like smell the Chanel in a perfume, but I cannot smell Chanel in this. And I think it's probably like the most like separated from the house that I've seen or noticed.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Does it actually remind you of anything?
So it does. Okay, so I have Shalimar in the Eau de Toilette version. I haven't tried. It's been a while since I tried like old Shalimar, so I don't really remember. I know there's a lot of like reference to that with Le Lion, but to me, it smells like when I get like different wafts of the perfume, and I get Croix de Russie and Coromandel a lot of times. I think it's probably more on the like the leather side, so more. It's like it's closer to Croix de Russie, but I do get like the Coromandel DNA in there. So that's really what it reminds me of so far. I don't know if anyone has tried it. And
so because there are a couple. For me, there's a lot of them, mainly not in the exclusives line, but there are a lot of them that have this kind of Chanel style running through them. But the ones I really like are the ones that depart from that a little bit. Like especially like I only have a few in my wardrobe, but the two masculines that I have, the Antaeus and Egoist, they're the ones I really love a lot. And I did buy a bottle of Boy, but that to me, Boy is a very Chanel perfume, to my mind.
It is.
And I know that you actually sent me a sample of Coromandel as well, because I didn't have a lot of experience with it, but I love, I love that smell. But to me, that even that one doesn't feel like a Chanel perfume.
And that's why it was my favorite before I learned about number 5. Coromandel is a beautiful. I really like that one too.
Yeah. All right. So I'll just see if there's any questions. See, Eve says she was the same until she tried the Les Exclusives. Yeah,
the Les Exclusives are nice. And actually, I'm finding that with certain ones, even Croix de Russie, I can still smell like the Chanel's DNA when you first spray it. However, with the Pure Parfum version, I don't get that. I just get like it goes like straight to the point. So, and I prefer the Parfum version of Croix de Russie than the Eau de Parfum.
So do you think the Parfum sort of goes more to the base and has less of that sparkly top note?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even so,
and that's the part that you like better.
That is the part I like better.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, just get me straight to it. I told you I have zero patience sometimes, but no, it is enjoyable. Croix de Russie is very enjoyable. Like the transition that it goes through.
Yeah.
So I do also like the Eau de Parfum as well.
It is a beautiful perfume, Croix de Russie. David is asking, what your first niche fragrance purchase was. Do you even remember what that would be?
I do remember because I remember the experience. It was actually, and I didn't buy this for myself. I just talked about it until my boyfriend bought it for me. It was it was Moroccan Leather by Mimo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I remember we went to Houston and they actually have like a Mimo stand at the Neiman Marcus there, and I'd never seen it or heard of the house before. And this was like maybe a year ago, last 2019. And I smelled everything, and the one that stayed on my mind was Moroccan Leather. Um, and I think that was like around the time where I started like looking up reviews, and I found like some reviews on the house, but I didn't see anything about Moroccan Leather. I was like, why is no one talking about Moroccan Leather? It's such a beautiful perfume. Did I send you a decant of that one?
No, not of
Oh,
Moroccan
ah,
Leather,
okay.
but you're right, because when I first heard of Mimo, everyone was kind of talking about African leather, and I'd heard a bit
Yeah.
about Italian leather, Russian leather, and I tried all of those. So it was like when I'd seen Moroccan leather, I thought the same thing. I thought, like, why isn't anyone talking about this one? But you obviously like it still, yeah?
It's a beautiful scent.
Yeah.
I love that one. Yes.
Okay. And I think my first niche bottle might have been, I think it was probably when I blind bought Timbuktu from Lartisan.
Oh.
I think that was the first full bottle that was a niche perfume.
Speaking of Timbuktu and the decants you sent me, I've tried some of them after you ran away from us. But in particular, I don't, I know I requested Timbuktu, so I don't know what to expect from me. I don't know what the notes are. But one of these perfumes piqued my interest, and it's the number 9 that you sent me. And
okay.
I have a feeling that I know what this is actually. So if you could just tell me.
Okay, well, so just so everybody knows what we're talking about, we exchanged a few samples that weren't identified, just numbered for blind sniffing, and that number 9 that I sent you, Michelle, is actually Roche's Femme.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow. See, you know what? I thought it was because I thought it was Fit Woman for whatever reason. I just don't don't know why. I mean, probably because
it's not like it's in the same ballpark, like
right.
it's a kind of similar structure, I find. But yeah, that number 9 is Roche's Femme, and very cheap as well.
Yeah, and I picked up a bottle of Roche's Femme, right? No, I didn't buy it myself. Wait, my boyfriend got it for me, and I didn't remember it smelling like this. But it's a newer bottle, so I don't know if that makes any difference.
No, that's pretty new. So maybe compare them. I hope they haven't mixed it up. Yeah, but
the good thing is that I really like it. So
good. I did send you some Timbuktu though. Did I tell you which one that was? Okay.
You didn't. No, we haven't talked about that yet. So
well, I'll tell you when after the stream. I'll give you the number.
Okay.
All right. Let's have a look. Hey Lex, good to see you. Lex Ellis is among the viewers. I did see. Okay, Vlad wants to know what our next buy is. So let's say bottles. Do you know what you have your eye on?
A lot of things. It's so hard because I do have like a wish list that I keep for myself, but a lot of times it changes, and a lot of times I just completely trash the entire wish list and start like a new list. It's just how it goes, and then I'll go back to it. But right now I have what did I write here? I know Tiger Tiger by Francesca Bianchi is one of them. And also um there's a house I've been like wanting to try out. It's called the Mona de Oreo, I believe.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. And the Nuit Noir is one of
Okay.
well, that's I'd have to try a sample first before buying a bottle, obviously, but um yeah, they're not cheap.
No, they're not. But I think I've smelled that Nuit de Noir, and I remember liking it. And I've got a bottle of Vanille, but I haven't really smelled anything else from that house. So they're one of those houses that's also like difficult to find here.
So there are two comments.
Yeah.
Which house are you done with first, and then thoughts on Stora Skogen, which is a house I really enjoy. What do you want to talk about?
Which ones are they? Which?
Vladimir, which house are you done with?
Oh, done with as in you won't buy it anymore. Do you have one?
I mean, I do have houses that have just been done with without even trying anything. But one house that just doesn't really inspire me much is the house of like by Killian or Killian, whatever they're going by these days.
Yeah.
I tried a few things by them, and it's just just lackluster, honestly.
The only look, I've tried a couple of things, and speaking of coffee scents, the one that I've liked the most was Intoxicated, because from memory, I had a small sample that was like a boozy, like a coffee liqueur with cardamom, and I enjoyed that. And when my sample ran out, I decided just to look at how much bottles were, and as soon as I saw the price for what I was going to get, like I just lost all interest. But also it was probably a good thing, because I don't like sweet scents as much as I used to anymore, and it would have been just sitting here collecting dust. I probably would have sold it, but I find most of the Killian line that I've tried is like they're all very sweet, and maybe it's their thing. Like that Black Phantom one that a lot of people like is just too much. It's just too much. Like,
I think a lot of people kind of like know how I feel about Black Phantom. It like I always thought that people were being dramatic when they said they scrub things off their skin. I had to scrub that off my skin. I don't like, what is in this?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Someone said something about the names, the Killian stupid names. It's true.
Yeah, we won't even go there. But here is a question specifically for you, Michelle, because I never heard of this house until you mentioned them.
Yeah. Stora Skogen. So I think I sent you a sample of Mist Puffer. Yes. That's my favorite one from the house. It's beautiful. I have a blog post on that one too. And everything I've tried by them is really, really nice. I know Moon Milk, which someone just talked about, Sandalwood. I don't remember that one, but I mean, I don't have it for a reason, because I have a lot of sandalwood perfumes, so I just didn't really need that one.
Yeah.
But they just launched a new perfume called Thumbsucker, and I just love the stories behind like all their perfumes, and the bottles just look amazing. And I do have there's a small little, like, I don't think they have a freestanding store in Los Angeles that I buy most of my Francesca Bianchi and Stora Skogen from, and she saved a bottle for me, so she shipped it to me. She had to send me like a separate invoice to pay for it, because she didn't have it listed on her website. So I'm really looking forward to trying that one, and I'll definitely be talking about it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, they're unless thank you for sending me that sample, because there's just no way I can try stuff like that in my part of the world. It's getting better, but there's still so many indie houses that even stuff that does ship here, it still like takes nearly a million months to get here. Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Brandon.
A couple of people mentioning that the Kilian, too much emphasis on presentation, like those coffin or boxes and that kind of thing. I like, I say this a lot, but I never want to think that I've paid more for the packaging than the juice. And I have some expensive perfumes that were like a few $100s, and like I'm not, I don't not buy perfume because they're expensive, but I feel like it's like I'm paying for how much I love the juice rather than what box the bottle came in. And there are some brands that I feel like I'm doing that, I would be doing that with. And I kind of feel the same way about brands. Like I feel like that about Roja Dove a little bit, that if there weren't so many fancy crystals in the cap of a Roja bottle, it would be a lot cheaper.
Yes.
and I might actually own. Well, yeah. So I've tried a few of them, and I like them. But none of them screamed, "Oh yeah, this is worth $500," and that's just a cheap.
Or Diaghilev, that's what I don't. How much is that? Like over 1,000, and it's essentially inspired by Mitsuko, which I'm like, okay, well, I've tried it too, and I can't spend that kind of money.
I'm going to upset people here, but I think there's an element of status when it comes to posting a bottle of Roja on your Instagram.
You know what? To be fair, okay, so there is a Roja that I like, and it's one of the, I guess, the most popular one, Enigma Creation E. However, I prefer the cologne better than the really expensive Parfum version, because to me it just smells like just more refined, I guess. It's just not like punching you in the face when you just first spray it. So that one, I might be willing to buy it for myself, but you know what? There's so many other perfumes out there that I want to try before that one. So
but this is the thing, because and it's probably, I don't know. I've never really understood this kind of loyalty to brands in Fragcom, because all brands make goods. Most brands make something good, and all of them make something that someone doesn't like or crap, basically. But it just doesn't make sense that, I mean, I get why it happens, but a lot of people I see, will just blind buy a brand's new releases and just assume that they're going to be good because they love them, or there is some kind of prestige with having it. But I'm kind of generalizing, but
I can understand it's just like, so for another house that we could talk about is Boudicca de Victorious, and I don't, they smell like a lot of things I've tried too, but in a lot of ways I tend to prefer what they've done. For example, I prefer Ardent to Noir de Noir because it just doesn't kill me, to wear it. And then also one of my other favorite perfumes from that house is Green Sapphire, which I don't think I've seen a review on, but most people talk about Blue Sapphire, which is a nice perfume, but I prefer Green Sapphire to Blue. And it's a very expensive house. However, I'm not just going to buy like their most popular perfume. I will try it out and find out what I really like. My taste is usually doesn't really match a lot of other people's taste. So,
But speaking of Noir de Noir, which is a perfume I have enjoyed and I like, someone asked earlier, I think they were asking what house you're done with. I think I'm done with Tom Ford.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Same
think
here.
especially the private line, because like the last few releases, I know people like these perfumes, Lost Cherry, Bitter
Oh,
Peach, Fucking Fabulous, Vanille Fatale. They were all just so to my taste, and this is on me, like this is on me. They were just really mediocre perfumes to me. And then they, some of the good ones will eventually end up in the signature line and a lot cheaper, like Ombre
yeah.
Leather, which is a popular one, and what's the other one? I think they moved the Fougere one, or I can't remember one of them. But I'm done with Tom Ford private line, especially.
And you know what? Like I only have like one Tom Ford private, the Champaka Absolute. That's the only one that I've ever like really liked enough to have a bottle of. But and I think I feel just very heartbroken when I try things that a lot of people tend to like. Like I tried Lost Cherry just recently. A friend of mine that I just recently started talking to on Instagram sent me a decant, and it smells not. It's not good. I don't want to bash it but it smells like a Bath and Body Works, like one of those like candle store. What is the Yankee Candles store? It wasn't great, and I was very disappointed, especially for everyone else who really likes it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, Tom Ford's down for me too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're on the same page there.
Yeah, David said Bodycia has overpriced clones, which is true. I mean, a lot of things they've made are very similar to other things.
Yeah. Look, and they are not the only house that's guilty of this, and at the very least, especially Ardent is a very, very nice Noir de Noir. If we're going to call it a clone, it's a very nice Noir de Noir.
Yeah.
Look, another house that I was never with, let alone done with, is Parfum de Mali, which is a little bit like that as well. I don't want to turn this into a perfume bashing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine doing that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever like really expressed like things I just don't really enjoy, especially when it comes to the industry and just different houses and what they do. But yeah, so here's the perfect time to talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Let's
louder. Yeah,
change subjects. So, which perfumers, which YouTubers do you love to watch? I mean, 90% of YouTubers are now perfumers as well, Michelle. So, do you? Who do you watch regularly besides me? Okay.
Yeah, I watch Eve Spider Smells.
Yeah.
I love her perfume reviews and just how she talks about them. You could tell, just like just like how I enjoy watching you, just the connection you feel with your perfumes. I love Tara's videos. Who else? Oh yeah, the Galen, great production quality. I just like, how can you just come help me film? And Sherry, the top note, I really love. Sam, My World of Fragrance, I really love. And that's really, I think that's it. Yes, I love Amina's videos, especially when she does lives, and I love the live chats with Hillary. I try to catch them live, but usually I'm not able to. And I also like Persuaze too. I love watching his live videos on his Sunday morning. But just off my head, if I can't remember, I'm sorry. But that's
already a lot of channels.
I have really bad memory too, so.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa. Okay, that's an interesting point with Lost Cherry, but my response to that would be
Why?
$500 for something to be layered with something else is a little bit of too much of an ask for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
I've
Yeah, I don't
I've
usually
noticed.
mix my perfumes.
No, I
And I
don't
know a
either.
lot of people do that. I
Yeah.
like using oils too a lot. I just want to experience the perfume on its own. But I mean, what would you mix the Lost Cherry with? What would you mix it with? I don't want to ruin
Um,
my other perfumes here. I
I'd,
just want
I'd,
to.
pro- yeah, I'd probably find something that smells like chocolate and turn it into a Black Forest cake. Um, But yeah, look, and that just reminds me. I've noticed there are some specific brands, and I won't name any so we don't become too negative, that have started to release stuff that's not cheap, but they're encouraging layering their different perfumes. And obviously, to my cynical mind, this is a marketing ploy to get you to buy more than one of their
Yeah.
perfumes at a time. I think Hermetica does this with their line as well, and I've had their samples, and they're also really really average. Let's see.
Yeah. Also, Brendan, I love his videos too. Da Vinci Alchemist. Sorry, I forgot about you.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
I really, really enjoy his videos. Great taste in booze too, so that's always a good thing. Don't ever pay a full price for Tom Ford ever.
Yeah, well, like there are some brands that are very expensive retail that are still okay value if you can
If
find
you
them
can find it.
discounted. Yeah, yeah, and oh, sorry, yes, hang on. Maybe I didn't. Oops, sorry, wrong comment. That one there, Floreku does that. That's the layering.
And they owned by Mimo, or there's like some connection with that too.
Yeah, I think they're the same company. All right. Does anybody have any questions? If we've missed any, please repeat them, because otherwise I'll have to scroll all the way back. But we've got nearly 40 people watching at the moment. That's awesome.
Wow, thanks guys. Thank you. I know I'm looking back to see if there are any questions we missed. I know someone asked something about Amber Kiso by DSM Durga, which I really like, which actually it smells pretty similar to Lilian to me as well. So that's
Okay.
that's another association I have with that one.
I'm not sure if sorry, I'm not sure if Brady missed the section that we were talking about. Brady, just to be quick, I think Michelle and I agree they're probably a little bit overpriced for, in general, mainly what you get. But price is probably subjective for everybody. Just like scent is. Buy what you love and what you can afford, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And there's nothing I love so far, really love, So.
Yeah, same. What do you think of Serge Lutton, Michelle? It's one of my favorite houses.
It's slowly getting up there, which I've actually picked up Saracens recently, which is jasmine is one of my favorite notes in perfumes, and it's amazing. I tried several decants of it before I pulled the plug on the bottle, and I love Serge Lutens. I like what they're doing. I've tried a lot of samples, but I have a lot of samples I need to try by them too. But I really, really like the house. If I were to pick a favorite Serge Lutens, the bell jar. It'll be El Atarin. El Atarin is my favorite one. So
Yes, I've got a sample of that as well, and that's really nice. That's the spicy resinous one, yeah.
Yes, yes.
It's
It's pretty
gorgeous.
similar to Araby, but
Yeah,
Araby it's just more El Atarin is just a lot more toned down. I feel like more just a lot. It's a lot easier to deal with.
yeah,
Araby, I
yeah,
have to be like in the mood for it.
yeah.
But yes, Sergio
Have you
Tan.
smelled Fumity Turk?
No, I haven't. I haven't. What's that
Uh,
one?
I well, I only smelled it once a long time ago,
Okay.
but that it was just really spicy. It was very resinous and smoky. It's a lot more incense, but it's one that I really want to try again. But this question by Time to Musk Up it's true. They move some fragrances to different lines, so
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're in a new bottle and they're 3 times the
Yeah.
price. Like I think they did that with some that used to be in the regular rectangular bottles, and they moved
Yeah.
them into different bottles. So yeah, I don't like that either, because uh, unless they're transparent and say, well, this
Yeah.
perfume's now more expensive to actually produce, so we have to put the prices up. It just looks like you've
Yeah.
put it in different packaging and you've
It's
doubled the
just
price.
yeah, that is annoying. Yeah, and I know I appreciate transparency too. If you can explain to me why something's being done, then I wouldn't mind, spending.
Yeah. Have you tried many from Histoire de Parfum,
Not
Michelle?
many, but everything I've tried I really like. I recently tried 1740, which is beautiful. My favorite one right now is one of the I forget, I think it's a collection of 3 scents. It's Veni. Um
Yes,
it's a
cardamom.
yes. Oh, yeah, that's it's a really good one. I wore that one like a whole week, nonstop. So that's how much I like it.
I'll just let's see. I'm
I s-
starting. All right, let's give Katie some recommendations. It's
mm,
hard not knowing your taste, because the
yeah.
one thing that I really like about Serge Lutun is that I think it's one of those houses that almost anyone will find something that they love
There's a
in it.
lot. They have a lot of
Yeah,
perfumes.
yeah. Because there's a few Serge that I just don't like. Uh, but there are a lot that I really love, and they don't. They don't. To me, even though some people recognize that there's a Serge Lutens style, and they've only got, it's always Christopher Sheldrake.
Yeah.
But for me, I love them because a lot of them are so different, like to each other, and I can't take all my Serge perfumes and blind sniff them and say that there's something connecting them. I really love that about that house.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say I like what Sheldrake's done, especially with the jasmine scents that he's
yeah,
done with Serge Lutens. They're all really good. But I mean, I can share my first Serge Lutens if that's helpful. It was Shergi, which I really really
yeah.
like. So I think that's a lot of people love that scent too.
Shergi was my gateway to Serge. I've still got
Yeah,
a 10 mil decant, which I only ever spray one or two sprays of, and I've had it for 3 years. It's like just never going to run out. But my first bottle, and if anyone ever asks me if amber scent, this is my reference. Amber, it's Ambre Sultan.
her Sultan is
Easily.
beautiful. Yes,
Is-
yes.
Um, okay. Rich says Roger Dove makes perfumes the same way Erwin Creed does. Okay.
Woohoo! Okay.
And so Tenzin says you should try Diaghilev before buying.
Oh yeah, Tenzin
I
sent me. He sent me a sample of Diaghilev. A second sample that I've tried because the first time I tried Diaghilev, I couldn't really. I was just, is this it? I was like, where is it? I was looking for a reason for Diaghilev, and it's a nice perfume. Don't get me wrong. It's a very nice sheep, which I really enjoy. However, I just feel like I can get, I mean, Salome, Etruscan water, which is, a great perfume that's only like $140. Um, but it's again, you spend what you want to
Yeah.
on certain perfumes if you really enjoy it. So
Yes.
there's a question about Saracens. Yeah, David. Too femme for me to enjoy. I don't really know how to define that, for Saracens, if it's too feminine for you, David, because I know you've asked me this before. It's a very heavy jasmine, indolic jasmine perfume. However, there's also, some leathery aspects to it. There's some musk down there too. It's not very like in your face. The jasmine is so strong that it kind of like overshadows it a lot, but you pick up on it, more towards the end. So I'll say try it, David. I'd like to know what you think about it too. So
I haven't tried Saracens, but Iris Silver Mist is an amazing iris if you like iris fragrances. Do you have any favorite latissants,
I've
Michelle?
only tried one.
Is it,
And that's the Noir Espice, and it's really
okay.
nice. Yeah. But I do want to try. That's a house I would like to try more things from. And I know that's one of your favorite houses too, right?
Oh, yeah, it is. Look, I'll just name the ones that I have. They're all kind of favorites. Timbuktu, Al Oud, Zing, Safran Troublon. But I really, really am. If there's but if I'm only allowed to have one bottle next year, for whatever reason, I have to get a bottle of Zonka because it's seemingly very difficult to find. And if anyone knows where I can get one without paying too much money for postage, let me know. Okay. How much time do you have, Michelle? Because we've gone
I'm
over an hour.
fine. I've got time.
All right.
I know
Well,
I saw a few questions I wanted to talk, answer. Let's
all right.
see.
Well, if you find them, let read them out, and I'll just keep scrolling
Okay.
as well. Vlad, I have never tried. How would you pronounce that? Mechant loop.
Oh,
I've never tried that one, but that always comes up. Yeah. All right. Well, Tara's got a good question.
yes, that was the one I was looking for.
All right.
Um, I think we might know. You probably know it's Francesca Bianchi. I just love the house. Everything she's done. I don't think there's anything I haven't liked actually. I've tried. I think I've tried everything except for the newest one and Angels something. What was it? Angels Dust.
Angel's
Yeah,
Dust. Yeah.
yeah. I haven't tried that.
I've got a sample of Toga Toga, which I haven't really tested properly, but going by what I did smell, I think you will like it. I think you'll
Okay,
like it.
good.
For me, it's also probably Francesca Bianchi at this point in time because and I'm a little bit different to Michelle because there's some that I've tried that I don't really like. But the thing about her perfumes is that even those ones that I don't necessarily like, some people really, really love them. So
Yeah.
again, some people think this is, whether it's a pro or a con or not, but she definitely does have a DNA running through all her
Oh yeah.
perfumes.
Mm-hmm.
And as opposed to Serge Lutens, I can almost recognize that it's a Francesca Bianchi perfume straight away if I haven't smelled it before. But I think for what she has, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to be able to recognize it,
Identify. Yeah.
and she does her thing really, really well.
There is something about the Dark Knight. That's one of the samples I just tried recently. That one caught me off guard because I was expecting something and I didn't get it. And I think that's probably like that's the most, the most interesting part about some of her perfumes is that, especially with the names, because I look at the name and like, oh, Dark Knight, you think it's something Dark Knight,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's a beautiful, like, mix of florals. And that's what I got from it.
Have you ever tried anything from Zara, Michelle?
I haven't.
I DJ Bing, I used to have a bottle of Rich Warm Addictive, and there wasn't. It was okay, but I think the only reason I got rid of it was that I stopped enjoying sweet fragrances. So just be prepared that it's sweet. It's got this nice kind of strange mix of tobacco, sweet tobacco, but there's a coconut note in there as well, which makes it a bit different. And I don't know if they've reformulated it or whatever, because I had it a long time ago. But blind buying at those prices, you're not taking too much of a risk, and you could probably sell it again if you don't like it. So, I'd say if it's cheap enough and affordable, go for it.
There's something about Rogue Perfumery.
Yeah.
Yes, I've tried two, and there's something about the sheep. I love the flora and fauna from Rogue. I believe that's what Ritza's asking about. I haven't tried their most popular sheep perfume. I don't remember the name.
Sheep Siam.
Sheep Siam. Yeah, I haven't tried that. Yeah. I've heard good things about it, so definitely looking forward to trying that one.
It's very nice, and Mousse Illuminé is really, really nice as well. It's like a white floral sheep. Keddy, have you tried any État Libre d'Orange, Michelle?
I've tried one. I don't remember the name. Well, that's not helpful. But I haven't really tried that house. There is one that I want to try though. That's been on my mind. It just comes in and like goes away. I need to write it down. But it's the Exit the King, I believe it's called.
Okay. Yeah. There is a lot of see, I haven't tried enough to know to realize that they're a bit weak. I don't know which ones you've tried, Keddy, but the ones that I've worn, they haven't been weak, but they also haven't been, full on beast mode, really strong fragrances. I think maybe just some perfumes or houses just really depends on your skin, to be honest. I haven't found the ones that I've tried to be weak, but I haven't found them to be super strong either.
Patchouli. Is that Fat Electrician by État Libre?
Fat Electrician's the vetiver one. But yeah, I can't. La Fin du Monde. I want to try that one too. Oh, bye, Eve, if you're still here. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Someone said something about patchouli scents.
Oh, like our favorite patchoulis?
Yeah. Can't find it now.
What do you have? Do you have any favorite?
Laurie Watkins, Gothic. I always forget. I think all the Gothic scents she has are all patchouli, but my favorite one, I believe, is Gothic 1, actually. I may have sent you a decant of that. Don't remember. But that's my favorite patchouli. It's really nicely done. More on the chocolatey side of patchouli scents. So if that's the kind of patchouli you're into, then that's a really good one.
Do you like Coromandel in that category?
I don't. When I go to I don't go to Coromandel for the patchouli. Yeah. So I go to it for more of the the amber and the resins, incense, all of that, but not quite the patchouli.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. My favorite patchouli is still Patchouli Nobile from Nobile 1942. But I think it's because, to me, it's it's I think it's it's a reference for me. So like I'll compare all other patchoulis to how that patchouli smells, and it might not be the same for everybody, but I just love what it does on my skin. But I have a lot of different patchoulis, like, you know, Sticky Fingers is one that I like, but
Yes.
But it's very, very different. There is a kind of a little bit more going on in there. And again, I can smell the patchouli in Coromandel as well. But the one that I couldn't get on board with was Monsieur from Frederic Malle. And it's not that I didn't like it. It's just a very dark, when I spray it on my skin, it's just very dark and bitter.
Very negative.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel like something I want to wear.
You have to be in a very dark place for that one. I actually like that house, the Nobile 19.
Yeah.
I have this one perfume. They have a great Amber Nobile, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
I really like.
Now,
someone asked about if Creed is overrated.
Well, look, I have to say, when it comes to Creed, and I've been, you know, I've made fun of them before, or not even so much Creed, but all their marketing stuff. But there are a couple of Creed fragrances that I really, really enjoy wearing. One of them is like a pretty old, to me, it's like an old-fashioned masculine. It's Bois de Portugal. But there are a lot of fragrances in that genre that are done just as well and less expensive. I actually really like Millésime Impérial, and it's a very weak fragrance, but when I spray it on, it's just about the only kind of salty aquatic melon fragrance that I really, really like. But the problem is, Creed, I will only ever have decants or samples because, again, like Roja, I can never justify paying that much for a bottle because I have a couple of 30 ml decants of them, and they're going to last me for the next 5-10 years easily. Yeah, but you know, I don't love all of them, and yes, I think that for what you get, they're a bit overpriced, but.
And they do, I mean, they've suppressed a lot of their really great fragrances. I mean, they just promote Adventus, and I don't know what else is out there.
Royal Oud is a good one. I like it.
I hear, and I know there's a Santal too that, you know, I think Dave has talked about that recently on his Instagram, that, you know, if you like sandalwood. My favorite Creed, which actually I lied to you guys when I said that my first I guess niche perfume purchase was Moroccan leather. My favorite was a Creed perfume. This was years ago, probably back in 2000 and 2009 maybe. Was Fantasia de Fleurs. I went to I got my first bonus for my big girl job, and I was like, I want a perfume. I want an expensive perfume, and that was the first one I bought, and that's my favorite Creed. So.
Yeah, it's like I think they seem like a house that have got some perfumes, some real gem perfumes that don't get talked or promoted enough about. So they're making all their money from these 2 or 3 really, really popular fragrances, and people kind of see that, and I don't know, like me, I don't take the time to explore them because, like, where do you start? And that's even another thing. Like when houses have just too many perfumes, and you get overwhelmed and you don't know what to try. I think I was talking about one house that was exactly like this, and now I can't remember which one it was. That there were just too many to choose from, and I've been just too
overwhelmed.
Scared enjoyed it. All right, so I have a very interesting question for you, Michelle. Now, when you're doing a live stream, when you're doing a live stream with Galen, you can say his haircut is better, but when you're on the live stream with me, it's got to be mine. Okay.
It looks the same. I mean, I remember you've done a live stream with Galen, and I just thought they were pretty similar. His is just a little more curly.
Yeah, his is curly and sort of does a bit.
Yeah.
All right. Back to perfume.
So I'm going to talk about a candle, actually, really quickly.
Yes.
So I love candles, you know, especially this time of the year. I like to burn a lot of them. There's this one I just picked up recently from the house Oritza El Legrand, and their French house. And I like a lot of things by them. I don't really see a lot of talk about them. I mean, Cheap Moose is I guess their most popular one, which is really nice. But this candle is Rev de Océan, and it's supposed to be like an Orthodox incense. And I haven't burned it yet, but it smells amazing. And they do have a perfume that's similar to the candle, yes, which I got a sample of that, and it smells amazing. So great house if you're, you know, looking for something, you know, new and different out there to try out.
Yeah. I agree. I really like that sample of Shipums that you sent me, and I have smelled the Rev d'Océan as well.
Yeah.
The people that like that house, really like that house, and that's always a kind of good sign to me that they have loyal fans, but they're not being, you know, these are the houses that don't send bottles out to everybody to post on Instagram and YouTube, but people still love them and buy them.
Diptyque candle on sale. Wow, did they have sales on Diptyque candles? Where did you get that, Tara?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind finding.
I wouldn't mind.
One.
Yeah.
Now, oh my goodness.
So we can let's go back to Chanel for a little bit, because I know you've recently talked about, I believe, number 19, maybe somewhere. I remember you've mentioned that before, and I didn't even know that was like something that they perfume that they carried. But I recently smelled it, and they have like these new things at the Chanel boutiques if you go in there, and they are supposed to be like these ceramic. Sorry, I'm not a Chanel salesperson, guys. My apologies. But this is like a ceramic, like a textured ceramic, and they dip it into the perfume, and it's supposed to last. You can smell it like for weeks. It's been 2.5, 3 weeks now, and I can still smell it. But this is the number 19, and it's really nice. If anyone has tried that, would like to hear what you think about it. I know you really like it, right?
So do they give those out like as a sample? So like.
Yeah, so it's basically like a paper strip that you spray, but this is for you to take home with you so that you can, if you forget about it for like a week, you can get back to it and it smells exactly the same. But it's just like spraying a sample strip. And I believe it's new to them. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So Lisa's happy we're going back to Chanel. I'm just checking. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Yes. Oh no. I'm just gonna. Happy New Year to everybody. Yes. And Rich is being naughty about Galen's hair. That's just rude, Rich.
Not nice. Don't mess with his hair.
It just looks so thick and lustrous.
I know. I just want to touch it.
Stick your hand in there. Yeah.
Favorite Diptyque candle, if you have one, Pep?
I've never burned one, but I have smelled them in store, and the one that I really liked was is it called Benjoin? The
Enjoying, yes.
benzoin one? Yeah, yeah, that's the one I really like.
That's
the
a
most.
really nice one. I actually
Yeah.
used to be really into diptyque candles a long time ago, and I just tried other things, and I came back to it. But I have the queer, the leather one. It's
Yeah.
really nice. I also like the musk too,
Mhm.
and the myrrh. So
I wanted to get the myrrh a while back, but the other one, they also make a 34 Boulevard Saint Germain
oh yeah.
candle. So that's my favorite diptyque perfume, and I almost got that as well. All right, well, I think that at the risk of upsetting people, if no one's got any other questions to ask Michelle or myself. And Michelle, if you have anything to say, let me know. But maybe this is a good time to wrap it up. I'll
Yeah.
just. All right. Well, while I'm waiting for people to potentially ask questions, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for inviting me. I was
Awesome.
shocked. I was like, "What? Yeah."
No, it was awesome. And this is the first time we've spoken to each other
Yeah.
as well, and it's been lovely to do that. And I know we've interacted before. Oh no, Rich.
Don't leave us. So I actually have a question because I know I was talking to you about this. I have been trying to figure out what my first video should be.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm horrible at editing. It's not my. I think that's my biggest deterrent is just editing. So I'm just gonna film something I won't have to edit. Hopefully the dogs and the cats, stay silent while I do that. So.
Yeah, well, so yes, send your suggestions into Michelle so you can comment on this live stream, or if you're on Instagram, message her and give her ideas. Okay, so we've got a couple of late questions here, and if you're happy to try and answer them.
Who's the most annoying reviewers?
Well, let's try. Let's go through them, and we'll see if we can answer them. So, do you have any affordable hidden gems, Michelle?
Yes, I do. What is it called? A Bal of Versailles. It's the
Jean
Desprez. Yes,
yeah.
Yes, that's a beautiful fragrance.
Yeah. So you can get that very cheaply at the moment.
Yeah, I think I got my bottle from Fragrance Net for like $20 or $25 or something like that. I believe that's how much I paid for that. I have the Eau de Toilette. I know the Eau de Parfum's more expensive, but that's a great perfume.
For me, hidden gems, I do have a few, but if you want super, super cheap hidden gems, I don't think you can go past Jovan, like Musk and Black Musk and Sex Appeal, because they're just dirt cheap, but I think they actually smell pretty good for just something easy spray on. And
Gunmetal's here, by the way. We were talking about him earlier.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Top Beast Mode. I don't know.
Well, to me, the best beast modes are the ones that I really don't like the smell of.
Yeah, that's true.
They always seem to be the strongest.
Like Black Phantom.
Look, the strongest fragrance I have that I like and lasts forever is Patchouli Intense from Nicolai. But all the Francesca Bianchi are really strong.
Oh yes, yeah. Well. How could I forget about that? I know that's those are mine too.
Yeah. All right. Who's the most annoying reviewers?
Are we going to talk about this?
Hang on, I'll just get my list out. I'm going to talk about it.
I'm trying to think of who the most. I have a lot of them. I'm just trying to figure out.
Usually, it's reviewers that will upload a top 10 list every second day, because you'll learn this as well, Michelle, that those type of videos get a lot of views, and it basically generates revenue from monetization. So the big reviewers do that a lot, and that's why they've got big followings, because they get a lot of views. And so, you know, as far as annoying, you know, I find Chaos Fragrances annoying, because that's just a dumpster fire of crap.
Yeah, I remember watching his videos a long time ago. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
I find Max 40 pretty annoying as well.
Oh yes, yeah, and the one guy that just launched the perfume with the like the Navitus brand, I forget his name. Is it Redolescence? Yeah, him too. And there's someone else that just launched the. I guess I can start. You know, I don't care. I don't remember his name though.
I've kind of lost track.
Touch. Yeah.
Everyone who's launched.
Yeah, Jeremy Fragrance too is just cringe. Demi Rowling.
Yeah, she's launching a fragrance too.
Yeah, I saw with Fragrance Du Bois, which I don't really talk about Fragrance Du Bois, right?
It's not Parfum de Mali?
No, it's not.
Oh,
like my Instagram is just bombarded with Fragrance Du Bois ads. I don't know why. So I saw it just popped up on my screen. I'm like, oh.
I have a feeling that they have sent Fragrance Du Bois have sent bottles to selected influencers, so that's probably why you're seeing them. Okay, well, we'll stop bagging.
100 must come.
Do you know, I mentioned this in my last video, Galen. Do you know I only got one compliment all year on something I've worn?
I saw that.
And it was, believe it or not, it was Etruscan water, and my daughter complimented on it. And she's 16, so she's not supposed to like stuff like that, and she's not supposed to compliment her dad. So there's that.
That's my favorite Francesca. I have it here. I guess I brought it because I want to talk about it, but that's my favorite Francesca Bianchi scent. So she's got amazing. Great taste.
Yeah, it's amazing. Okay.
This question, I'm gonna go back and like there's some great ideas here.
All right.
And some really funny ones. You guys are hilarious. That's so good.
Oh well. We can say whatever we like here.
Oh yeah, I know. There was something I think I was going to talk about. I don't know if Gunmetal is still here, but we were talking about the Lizin. I didn't take a screenshot of Eve's, spelling. Lizin de Modabs, the Musk de Sabs. That's like the fragrance that I'm really, really like enjoying right now.
What's Bald Eye Freak by Barredo? Is that Balder? Okay. You got me there.
Barredo, actually, I just smelled a perfume by them that I really enjoyed. The Black Saffron, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
That was nice.
I haven't tried many. There are a couple I don't mind from Barredo. Like I know they get a lot of crap probably, but I have found a couple that I don't mind. I used to enjoy wearing Pulp because it was so fruity, and like I think that type of fragrance works because it's just over the top, like it's really over the top. And I didn't mind. I don't mind Balder Freak, and I actually liked 1996 as well.
Yeah. I liked 11th Hour as well. I used to have it and I got rid of it. It was nice while it lasted. Top 10 scents to a chat with Eugene.
Do you watch Eugene?
I do watch him, and I actually I don't mind him. You know, he's fine. I don't have any issues with him. He says a lot of things that I think about too that I won't say out loud. So
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah, he's a funny guy. You could tell.
Sergio, I think to my nose, I can see that they're similar, but they are also very different. To me, Bois de Portugal has a really kind of lavender is more prominent than in New York Intense, and New York Intense overall is less spicy than the Creed. New York Intense seems to have more development and is probably a little bit more complex, but Bois de Portugal is probably like I guess a rough edge New York Intense, and a New York Intense is cheaper, which makes it better.
Oh yeah. Do you have any top 10 cents to cover your farts?
To cover my farts, I don't fart, Michelle.
We don't fart around here, so sorry, guys.
PM. You don't like Eugenius? What's going on there? Well, there's some controversial comments here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vlad, do you like Sebastian? Look, I don't have really an opinion with Sebastian. He does his thing. He has an amazing collection, and he's able to do all those top 20 lists of everything. So
it gets like it's a lot. I don't know how you can rank.
Wow,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I can't even rank a 5. So, but yeah, I guess that's a talent, right?
Yeah.
In the sense,
Katie. Well, we agree. Well,
yes.
I don't know.
Cringe.
We're gonna get. This is going to be so controversial. This live stream, Michelle.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not a YouTuber, so right. That's my excuse. But yeah, there's and I don't remember a lot of names. I just kind of like erase them off my memory.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe this is a great time to end the stream, Michelle, because otherwise we will get in trouble, and someone's going to report me and have my channel.
We don't want that.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you especially to Michelle. Is it late? It's not late over there now, is it? So
it's still 7:30.
Yeah. Well, have fun dog sitting.
Thanks. Thank you, and thank you so much for inviting me. I mean, you've been always been someone I look up to. I love what you're doing, and thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime. And when you get your channel started, you can return the favor.
I will. I will definitely have you on board. Although I think everyone's going to come from you, so because I'm a nobody.
Oh, come on. Thanks everyone for watching. Michelle.
Thank you, guys.
See you later.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye.